Walk 14 from the OS Pathfinder Suffolk Series begins here, on the green at Long Melford. Heading north, the route passes the spectacular parish church and into Kentwell Park. The route passes around the 16th century Kentwell Hall along the Stour Valley path to cross the B1066. The River Glem is crossed via a footbridge before turning south and recrossing the river once more at an idyllic spot. The route then crosses several miles of open countryside to arrive back in Long Melford, opposite the beautiful 16th century Melford Hall. Long Melford is a beautiful and historic village close to the Suffolk town of Sudbury. This outstanding circular walk starts off at the village green next to the Black Lion pub, with plenty of free parking and close to the Grade 1 listed Trinity Hospital, built in 1573 and largely restored in 1847. Right behind the hospital is the magnificent Holy Trinity Church, dating back to the late 15th century and built on the site of an older church. On the eastern end there is a rare lady chapel, dating to 1496 and well worth a leisurely exploration. Just alongside the churchyard is Montgomery House, a Grade 2 listed building dating to the late 19th century and built in an Elizabethan style to harmonise with the Trinity Hospital nearby. Leaving the church by the western end, the route passes several paddocks and enters a tiny area of woodland before arriving at Kentwell Park. Heading along the stunning avenue of trees to Kentwell Hall, there is an opportunity to have a look at this beautiful building from the front gate. Given a Grade 1 listing, Kentwell Hall is a fine moated mansion dating to around 1563. The house hosts open days and events throughout the year, attracting thousands of visitors to enjoy the park and its gardens. A long straight track heads away from Kentwell Hall, forming part of the Stour Valley Path long distance trail. The trail is followed left at a crossroads and passes along Kentwell Downs. Along here, many hundreds of years ago, was the location of St Anne's Chapel, which once served the nearby Kentwell Hall. The B1066 is joined briefly before turning left between two houses, signpost as the Stour Valley Path and Glemsford. Just beyond the gardens, the route crosses a narrow footbridge over the River Glem and across an open field to another wooden footbridge. As the path crosses the field towards Cranmore Green Lane, there is a medieval moat marking the site of Melford Rectory Manor. According to documents, the manor consisted of 12 rooms with an outhouse and a 5-room dairy. The River Glem is crossed once again, which leads to Cranmore Green Lane, and it's just along here that there are traces of the fishponds that once supplied Melford Rectory Manor many hundreds of years ago. The A1092 is crossed, and a footpath along a wooded track is followed south to a field edge. The field edge is then followed south, then east, towards the isolated house called Cranfield. Passing Cranfield and following the concrete track on the other side, the route eventually passes a small water treatment plant to pick up a wooded path that leads back into Long Melford. As you re-enter Long Melford, the path passes the old primary school, a Grade II listed red brick building dating to 1860 and directly opposite the imposing walls that surround Melford Hall. The Grade 1 Melford Hall is owned and managed by the National Trust and dates to 1559. It is open throughout the year to visitors that can explore its beautiful gardens and most of the rooms within the house. The Hyde Parker family, who have owned the house since 1812, still live in the south wing. Just to the north of the hall is the stunning entrance dating to 1559 and Victorian lodgings built in exactly the same style. One last interesting feature before the end of the walk is the location and remains of a 13th century market cross. This was erected after the Abbot of St Edmund awarded a charter for a market at Long Melford in 1235 and located just on the opposite side of the road to the Black Lion and parking area.